Sally Maddison sold her UK house just to fund her dream. She's watched her Dubai home burn down. She's navigated her husband's redundancy, and she still kept building what's called Mint Market, which is a community platform, which I absolutely love. That's really redefining the UAE local brands, which is absolutely fabulous. So today we're going to talk a little bit about betting everything, absolutely everything, surviving a lot of chaos, and what real community actually means. And I want to get Sally's take on this because she has a different perspective, which I love also. Let's go straight into this, and I'm going to take you through a bit of chaos, and nobody knows who you are just yet, which is how I like to start. They're like, well, who is this woman? But they're not going to find out yet, Sally. Tell me a little bit about the house fire in May.
So it's really strange thinking back, because when I was going through it, everybody's like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm totally fine. Do you know what? I was at an event when it happened, and I did an event the very next day, like nothing had happened. So I had a wellness event at Jewel of the Creek, and I'd organised it all, and it would not have happened if I hadn't been there. So I literally just got there 7 o'clock in the morning after having the house fire and being homeless and losing all of our things to being the big, friendly, smiley person that everybody knows, welcoming everybody in for a day of sound healing and yoga.
Which you actually needed then, probably,
Yeah.
but what happened in this house fire? You've lost everything, you say.
I got a call from our lovely nanny Nell, basically saying, Mum Sally, there's a fire. And I thought, oh, she's burnt the toast. I'm like, it's fine. But I could hear the alarms going off, and she's like, no, I can't see. And she started crying. I can't see anything. It's black. And I can't find Molly. We've got a cat. And she's like crying her eyes out. And I'm like, Nell, get out of the house. Leave the cat. The cat doesn't matter. And then I called Nick, and thankfully my husband was only 5 minutes away, and he shot over, and then got home to find the whole of the street with fire brigades, police. And then, and you're just like, oh my God, it's our house. They couldn't find the fire, and I arrived and they were putting water through the whole of the downstairs.
That's scary, isn't it? How did it start?
AC.
Oh, you're joking.
AC, electrical.
Wow.
So it was my mission after that. I went on Dubai. I wrote in the Khaleej Times because it could have happened to anybody at any time. AC needs cleaning every 6 weeks. Did you know that?
6 weeks?
6 weeks.
Do you do that now?
No.
So you didn't learn, right?
No.
Okay, so I've introduced you as Sally Maddison, the founder of Mint Market. Tell us, what is Mint Market?
Mint Market is a purpose-led marketplace that champions small businesses here in the UAE.
And how on earth did you come to this idea?
It just organically happened as a passion project. Mm-hmm. So it started 4 to 5 years ago in the Sustainable City where we used to live. I think it's my favorite place. If you've never visited the Sustainable City, I just love the community. It's got such a wonderful community and a wonderful developer. And I've worked very closely as a community consultant for the developer. And it happened to support a friend's cafe just after COVID and some small businesses that lived there, a friend that has a candle business, and we joined forces with one of my best friends who was a marketing manager, Teresa, that owns Sanderson's Cafe, and myself, who's experiential and events manager, and we did this one-off pop-up just to help those small businesses. And that morning from 8 till 12 we sold 550 coffees.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So pop-up market, is
Pop-up
that what
market.
Mint Market is? It's a pop-up style market, and then you invite local brands to showcase their wares and
Exactly.
products?
Yeah. So pop-up market. But because my background is experiential marketing, it's more than that, because I love creating the journey, what people see, what people taste, what people hear, the magic, like creating that magic. So it's much more than a pop-up market. So you could go to another pop-up market, but everybody that's been to Mint Market knows that it's different.
It's an experience.
It is an experience.
From the moment you kind of step over that
Yeah.
ticketing section or that
Yeah,
entry.
there's no ticket.
They're all free.
All free.
And they're throughout the UAE. And so what sort of brands are you showcasing?
So homegrown brands, we have our Mint Musts, so you must be 18 or over, high quality. We also have, we really love those bespoke, personalized, unique, something you can't get in the mall. It's really special. So it's like a treasure trove you're going through. And I often see people go, oh, like, oh, at every table where, and then they turn to me and go, Sal, this is dangerous. And I'm like, I know, because you just want to buy everything, because it's like, it's a one-off experience that you can't get anywhere else.
Talk to me about the journey of getting to this place, being a creator and the founder of Mint Market. So what is your background?
So my background is marketing, events management. I actually, not many people know this, but I started as a singer.
Oh my goodness.
I know that often shocks people. I was a singer in a band for 8 years. My best friend in the UK. I went to music college.
Wow.
But this taught me that I can't actually sing. I'm not very good. Like, I'm really good at miming.
I was actually going to ask you to sing as you have a microphone.
I'm a good clicker.
But now, let's not go there.
No, but it taught me that I love events management. I love the stage and the lighting and the cameras and the audience and the people. And I love creating experience. So after being in the world of events management, I applied for Audi, to work for Audi, the car company in the UK, and I worked my way up slowly. I started on reception as a centre host, and then I was made the top centre host, so I was in charge of all the centre hosts. And then I got myself in the marketing department as marketing exec, and then I was promoted to events and sponsorship manager, and that was just, I think even looking back, that was my favorite job.
What excites you about that sort of position? I mean, you have a very infectious energy, by the way. It's like very high and pumped, and it even excites me. So I can imagine in marketing and running events, you create this energy and vibe that people are drawn to. So, but how do you get into a position like that? What do you like about it? What does it mean? What are you doing?
I love creating and seeing it. Do you know what's the best is when you've created an event and it's your concept. Like, I have these visions where I know what I want to create, and then I have to work back to be able to plan it. And then it's all layering all the little bits. And I'm a perfectionist, and I know not many people, because I sometimes try to let go, and I know I need to let go more. But if I delegate somebody, they don't quite do it how I want to do it. And I'm like, I'll just do it myself. But my favorite bit is when a huge event, so I used to organize really large format events in Dubai, in Europe, like festivals and everything, but standing back and just watching going, I did that. You see that? That's my creation.
Yep.
And
it's quite rewarding.
Really rewarding. And seeing, I think also the pleasure that other people get from it, seeing the smiles on the faces, seeing when you've wowed them with, I don't know, putting LED lights in somewhere, it's I love creating that moment in other people. And I think that's what I get a buzz out of doing.
So in order to fund Mint Market,
it's not a good subject in my house. No.
Tell us about it.
So it was a joint decision. So basically, the markets had been going for a good couple of years, but after every market, and I still get it now, the Instagram page blows up. I was at the market, and there's a jewelry brand, and I was at the market, and there was a pottery brand, and I spend an hour every time sending Instagram accounts. I'm like, it's this jewelry brand, it's this one, replying to people. I'm like, there's got to be an easier way. From the UK, and I don't know if you've ever shopped or not on the high street, Holly Tucker. Have you heard of Holly Tucker? No. She's a hero of mine.
Okay.
She started in markets, which is quite funny, and it's funny, she's actually lived in Europe as well, in Holland.
She's your twin.
I want to be Holly Tucker. I want to be the Holly Tucker of the UAE, because everybody needs a Holly Tucker.
Oh, I love that.
She bigs up small businesses, and she's always about passion and purpose. And she's just a big hero of mine. And basically, I thought, hang on a second, there is not an Etsy or a Not on the High Street in the UAE. Why not? This is crazy. I couldn't organize enough markets to be able to cope with the amount of people that wanted to shop from these brands. Let's create one. So I sat down with my husband one night. I took him out. I was like, come on, let's go for a nice meal. We'll have a steak and a red wine, and let's chat about the potential that it could happen. I was like, but we need budget to do that. So either I go out and I get investment, or we do it ourselves. One of our very good friends owns a digital agency that creates e-commerce platform. So I said, look, if we work with 752, I'm going to mention them because I really like my website. If we work with Jamie and 752, I can trust him. Like, we're not going to put that money in and it's not going to disappear. Like, Jamie's going to hold our hands through this process. And he did. He was amazing. And Nick was like, okay, let's go for it. So it was a joint decision. And as soon as we paid and everything crumbled, because his salary, he had a very good salary. It paid for school fees. It paid for medical. And I was earning money. So I was earning money from the pop-ups, but I just put everything back into my business. I had a team of 5 staff. I paid I'm great, not very good salaries, but they were paid well. They were part-time, all mums who could go and pick their kids up from school. I looked after them. It was a lovely team. And suddenly we had this, I just invested in Mint Market. I could really see the vision of the marketplace and the pop-ups going really well. We're getting phone calls from venues saying, Sally, bring your market. And then suddenly Nick, and I totally understand, he's like, Sal, you have to give everything up and you have to go and get a full-time job. I didn't. I was like, no, I can make this work. We can make it work. But yeah, tough.
So it was tough on the relationship?
Really tough, yeah.
Tough on the family. So you didn't go and get a job. What did you do? How did you get through it? And how did you justify that to him?
I got rid of my whole team. I was like, okay, let's work out how much money I need to bring in. I'm prepared to do everything. Social media, I can do that. It's not too hard, is it? Okay, admin, I can do that. I can reply to every email. E-coms, that can't be too hard, can it? I can do that. I got rid of everyone, all 5 of them, last year, November. Events managers, I used to have an assistant event manager. I was like, I can do that. It's fine. So I've been doing it alone.
Was it hard getting rid of them?
They all understood. It wasn't, I needed them. It was so, yeah. It was tough, but I knew that to make the business work, I knew that I needed to do it.
Yep. Okay. So how did you fund it?
Through the market.
You just did extra markets?
I just put in a market wherever I could.
You mentioned selling the UK house when we talked earlier. Was that to help with the funding as well?
That funded the platform and our life after Nick being made redundant.
So you sell the house to fund your platform, then you lose the Dubai home. Then Nick...
No, sorry. So the Dubai home was lost in May. I mean, it was a real knock. So 2024, at the end of, Nick got made redundant. Then we lost the whole... Then I lost the whole team. Mm-hmm. Then we got evicted from our sustainable city home that we adored and was my life because I worked there and my kids go to school there and my community's there, my friends are there. But unfortunately, we were evicted by the landlord who doubled the rent.
Right.
So then we had to move out. So then we moved out, we found somewhere, and within 2 months, and it wasn't just the house fire. We had a flood on the first day that we moved in. We had a cockroach infestation.
Oh my gosh.
It was, you know when you feel like you're moving into a horror? It was one thing after the other, and then the fire happened in May.
So with all this going on, Sally, how do you stay? What qualities and traits, what did you have to lean into to really get through all this?
Do you know, I love what I do. I love my job, and I feel very privileged and very lucky. It tops me up. Like I can... Because again, I've got 2 young kids, 5 and 6. I adore my husband. He's so supportive and I get it from his side because he's like, bring in the money. And I know that I can get there. I know I can do it. I truly believe it. Like I trust my gut instinct. But starting an e-commerce platform is not going to bring in money overnight.
No.
Like it's going to grow slowly and it is growing organically unless I get an investor. But again, when you get an investor, you then work for somebody. I adore working for myself. And if I want to change my mind, I can change my mind. If I want to go in a certain creative direction, I can.
So is that because you like to have control of your baby? so
I
to
think
speak? Your
so.
third child?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and I find it's one of the hardest things. If I put my mentor hat on, you know, it's one of the hardest things is in order to scale up, you do have to let go at some point.
I know.
When you're ready, of course. But, you know, that's the hardest part when you are. I mean, I find a lot of entrepreneurs and founders are A personalities. They've got a vision, they're very ambitious and driven, which means they generally like to control everything. They like things to be perfect. And so then when you say to them, oh, you actually need to hand something off if you want to keep growing, right, before you hit that overwhelm piece.
I do know that.
Yeah.
I know I'm in the tipping point now.
Are you? So with all that chaos that has been going on so far, what have you learnt about yourself?
I'm incredibly resilient. And not a lot phases me. It's funny. I think I had quite a lot of uncertainty and unstableness as a child. And now as an adult, because I had constant house moves, constant changes, school moves, it doesn't really faze me. And okay, if the fire did, but again, you just got to get on with it. It depends. Sometimes when these things in life happens, people are like, whoa, how did you do that? But you just move on from it. And again, I think my cup is always like half full rather than half empty. I always see, okay, well, there's a reason for that. There's a reason it happened. And thank goodness we're still alive. Let's look at the good bits rather than the bad bits. It's only stuff. You can replace stuff. Tables, rugs, pictures, it's stuff. We're all okay. Even the cat survived and she was in the fire. We're okay. Like, it's okay. And I think, again, these things in life are maybe set to teach you a lesson. So it's made me stronger. And I just think, actually, come on. Come on, bring it on. Come on, what else? And I said that to my mum because my mum's really spiritual. And I'm like, bring it on. And she's like, Sal, please don't tempt fate. I'm like, yeah, but okay. But I just think we've done it. We can get through it.
With those, you know, being resilient and strong and getting on with things, do you think that comes from your parents? Because I know your dad was a bit of an entrepreneur himself. You've got mum who's free-spirited.
Yeah.
And, you know, to me, that means that you're driven. Maybe is that from your dad, and then you feel like it's okay, I can manage anything because of mum. Mum always helps you get through.
I'd actually think it's probably I've got two incredible parents. They're very unique. And I think that's probably why I'm so unique as well, because parents like that, like my dad is an entrepreneur and he's either been incredibly rich or incredibly poor. And it's been this roller coaster for all of our life. So as a young child, I've never really known anything different. They did separate when I was 7. We had to move house. My mum divorced my dad. And that was tough because they didn't speak to each other. So I was the communicator between them. I also had a younger brother as well. And I would like take him under my wing, and it was the two of us. Mm-hmm. But I think actually as a child, and like I adore my parents. I wouldn't say they're traditional parents. They adored us. They gave us so much love. But I actually stepped in as the parent sometimes to be the wiser one and point my mum in the right direction and point my dad in the right direction. But yeah, from their jobs, my dad's in sustainability. He's been in environmental sustainability for all of his life. So he really cares about the environment. I've been brought up learning about climate change and CO2 levels and solar panels and wind farms. And this is kind of why I want to go into that. I want to make sure that I've got a sustainable marketplace, that I'm doing something for the environment, that we're giving back, that we have purpose, that it's not about huge brands. I've worked with a lot of big brands, but now I want to work for those small brands and create impact, because together with those small brands we can. And then you mentioned my mum. Yeah, my mum's just incredibly intuitive and some people would say she's away with the fairies, Sal. She's away, but I adore her insight and the way she thinks about things, and that there's always meaning, and it got to follow your passion. And again, my dad is a big one, that he loves what he does. He loves his job. He works so hard, and he still is now. He's not retired because he loves what he does, and he's built that in me, that if you can make it work financially, like that is the biggest goal, to be able to actually adore what you do and get paid for it at the same time.
I feel like you definitely have this channeling of both your parents,
Yeah.
you know, as you say. But when you're in a crisis situation, who do you turn to?
I called my mum first.
And why? Why is that?
To cry.
Oh,
I didn't want to cry in front of the kids.
yep.
I didn't want to cry in front of Nick, because I feel like in the family, I need to be that strong one. But you know what broke me? The cat. We've got a cat that we rescued in Dubai 15 years ago, and she's travelled the world with us.
Oh, Molly?
Molly, yeah. She came to Amsterdam, she came to Cheshire, then she came to Newcastle, and she stayed with my dad when our house was being built. Then she moved to the house, and then we brought her back out to Dubai. So she's a well-travelled cat. I mean, she's got no teeth. But she's my little shadow, and unfortunately she was the only one that was seriously hurt in the fire. I mean, afterwards, when the house was cleaned afterwards, there's blood on the windows from her trying to scratch to get out.
Angel.
Nick, my husband, ran into the flames 3 times to get her, and he kept saying, I can't find her, but that's dangerous to do. But bless him, yeah, he brought her out. Her mouth was frothing, and he's like, Sal, she's not going to make it. And he was crying his eyes out. He said he's a big, tough northern man, but he was devastated.
A
family, yeah. And she's been through everything with us. Like, she's moved everywhere. Yeah, so 5 days on oxygen. An amazing vet, DKC vets in Motor City, they brought her back to life. But she did stop eating, and they said to me, Sal, you can either take her home, basically, and she can die at home, or she can die here. And I was like, okay, I'll take her home. And for that week, she still didn't eat. She slept right by my arm in the middle of the night. So we all had to move out after the fire. We didn't have a home to go to. So I didn't have clothes. We literally, the day the kids went to school was the day we left that house. So we have so many amazing friends and that just clothed us and fed us and housed us for 6 weeks, because we then needed a police report to be able to get back into the house to prove that the fire was an electric overload rather than our maid illegally cooking. So she got the blame for it straight away. But yeah, Moll survived. So I put my hand on her a few nights, and I'm like, she's died. She's cold. Yeah, I'm like, and then I would turn the light on, and she would just like lift her head up and go, meow. And I'm like, oh my gosh, she's alive. She's alive.
That's so stressful.
Oh my God, she did it 3 times on me. Yeah, in the middle of the night. But yeah, so that was the only time I cried about the cat.
So called mum.
Yeah, called mum.
Let it out.
Cried.
What holds you back from crying in front of your family, the kids and your husband? Because it's normal.
Yeah, but if I'm crying, then it's not okay.
Let me ask you this. When you did cry to your mum, how did you feel afterwards?
Sad, but also just like I'd got something out, like a release. Like I needed to do that, but I needed to do it in certain points. I cried inside the cage at the vet's. So the vet would actually know that I would be coming in, because I just used to put my head into the cage and hold the cat. And she had drips all over her hand, and she was lifeless. Like she didn't have any life in her eyes. It was all cloudy, and I was just like, I would go to see her 3 times a day, and I would just bury my head and just cry and sob. And then all the other animals, I'm looking around, I'm like, sorry, I just really need to cry. And then the vet would come in and go, are you okay? And I'm like, they would pass me a box of tissues.
All right, so when crisis happens, we call mum first.
Yeah.
Don't we? We all love calling mum.
Yeah.
And we let our emotions out just so, we all need mama.
Yeah.
Right? And then do you call dad to get you back on track?
Yeah, dad's the one that gives me a pep talk.
Yep.
He's like, Sal, like,
back on the horse.
Yeah. And I call him a lot. Like, I phone him after every event. Honestly, I speak to my dad probably every other day. He sends me these emails as well. Like, he's so sweet. He sends me music that he wants me to listen to, because he thinks that music's really important for, like, motivation. But it is. Like, sometimes you can get in the car and the music that you listen to changes your mood. Well, I really
does, yeah.
believe in like that motivational uplift. And my dad also is that person, and he sends me these certain songs that either like is from a memory of our childhood, or it's like it's something that he wants me to listen to.
Is he getting a call after this?
Probably, yeah.
On the
If he's
drive
up,
home?
it's 4 hours to the UK. So yeah, on the drive back from Abu Dhabi.
All right, let's talk about
Experiential
marketing. I mean,
marketing.
that's fascinating. I've actually not heard of it before, but it completely makes sense to me. But how do you get into something like that? What were you really learning in experiential marketing?
So I started.
What did somebody say to you that, created this actual role?
Well, I started working for an experiential marketing agency here in Dubai. So I hadn't really heard of it. So I went from music to Audi to events management to Dubai to Light Blue, who are here now. When I started with them, there was 5 people in the office, the 3 directors, Ian, Dave and Phil, and then me and Sue, and maybe one other project manager. And our first client was Sony PlayStation.
Oh, wow.
So we had to recreate the Sony PlayStation games. So I had lessons on all of the games, like Street Fighter. I'm really good at Street Fighter. People
Well, and why? Why are you doing the games? What's the purpose?
The purpose of recreating the game was to entice the media. So the media in Dubai needed a lot of enticing because there's so many events in Dubai that they get invitations all the time. So it was like, okay, how do you attract the media's attention for them to talk about the game? So let's say, for example, is it Call of Duty? I can't remember now. It was a while ago.
Yeah, it
so I had to recreate the Call of Duty game. So I took over. So again, it's all a creative mindset. So you watch the game and then you think, okay, well, how can we copy that in real life? And then it has to be a journey. So it's all about the customer touch points. So how's your invitation received? It's not just a letter. It's like, okay, how can you create some mysteriousness over that? So we would do a delivery, but the delivery driver would be like dressed in like a uniform, and they would hand you a uniform in a box that gave you a secret message. So it was like from the touch point of the invitation to all the way through the event. What did they see? What did they taste? What did they hear? What was their experience? What's their memory? So it's all about creating that memory. And once I got into doing that, I loved it and I couldn't think of any other way. So it's all about, from the very first touch point of a marketing activation, how do you now feel about that brand after you've experienced all of it? Because when you go through an experience like that, you're going to speak about a brand in a different manner because you're going to really understand it.
And so how do you work out how they're supposed to feel at each point in the client journey?
How do you work out? Well, you can gauge it from...
I imagine there's a trigger point where you say, like, if they're not feeling like this at this point, what do we change it to confirm that that's the feeling that they're getting, whether it's elation or whatever that feeling is you're wanting them to have?
Well, but the journey always changes. So during an event, it's always about like the hint of surprise, the hint of shock, the hint of... So, I mean, for example, the Call of Duty, I sent over, I mean, it was just sound and lighting, because you can create some amazing sound effects, but like the media were actually going to be bombed and then we paintballed them. So they're getting shot and they're hearing like... So you can see by the way that they're involved in the event that they are feeling it. Like it's all about creating that sense of what they feel.
So you actually recreate this in Mint Market as well. That's part of...
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say to that extent.
No paintball?
No paintball. But I like to recreate that, but it obviously depends on budget because you need for lighting, for anything like that. Right at the moment, actually on Saturday, I've got a really exciting event. It's Carols in the Desert with Fort LaSalle, Arabian Adventures. So Arabian Adventures are part of the Emirates group, and I'm creating this really special event with Arabian Adventures. And when collaborations like that happen, I can really use my like creative mindset to be able to create a really lovely experience.
That does sound good. When is that in Dubai?
Saturday? Yes. Come, cool. I'll send you an invitation.
Yay, I've got a hot date.
Yay!
This is cool. So it's all about giving someone that experience. And so you're creating, it's not just going to a shopping centre.
No.
It's making people feel different ways and keeping them interested.
Yes.
As opposed to just a quick browse and get out of there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and it's all about dwell time. Keeping people on site so they want to stay longer. And once you've got the dwell time, then the community happens, because then people talk, people connect, people network. The small businesses support each other. They wander off from each other's tables. They help each other. They're like, I'm just going to pop to the loo. Can you cover my table? And I love this. One of my biggest enjoyments now is putting in the new seller. So somebody that's just launched a brand and they're like, oh, I'm so new to this. I don't know what to do. And they've spent ages on their product and their design and their marketing, but to actually put it out to the customer, that's their first experience. And sharing in their first sale is so lovely. Like,
so
seeing that.
This is their first, chance at exposure.
Yeah,
so
and
to
talking
speak.
to the customers and getting that customer feedback.
That's great. And so then how do you find all these
They
customers?
come to me.
But they didn't always come to you. So when you first launched, I imagined.
They've always come to me.
You.
All we did was set up an Instagram account.
Wow.
I'm growing 100 brands a month.
Wow. That's a lot of
brands.
brands.
We've got 1,000 on the database, growing 100 a month. 50% made in the UAE.
And then is that between all the different provinces?
So at the moment, we're only Dubai and Abu Dhabi. I'm very heavily Dubai, and I'm like to be more Abu Dhabi. We did the coffee festival 2 weeks ago. It was amazing. Okay. Like, when you talk about creating the vibe. So from my experiential days, I now say with Mint Market, if I've created the vibe, and you can feel it. If I've got that vibe, I've done my job. Mm-hmm. Like, that's for me. And you can feel it as soon as you come in somewhere. And the coffee festival, I partnered with the secret coffee parties. Have you heard of them?
No, but it sounds intriguing.
Oh, I love it. So they run Secret Abu Dhabi. They are a media agency. Write that down. It is secret, but you can register, and this amazing database now where they send a WhatsApp of the location, and all of these people arrive. They've got the best DJs. They partner with some amazing coffee companies, and we did the coffee festival in conjunction with Al Seef, who's they have a mall, they have a village, so residents and a hotel as well. Mm-hmm. And then we brought Mint Market, and we partnered with Secret Coffee Parties, who brought their database. So it was just a wonderful collaboration where it all worked.
Sounds like you're the girl in the know around here.
I know. I've been here for so long. Do you know, I talk to 300 people a weekend at a market. I love people.
Yeah.
And I love finding out the stories and where you came from. Like, I love to listen as well. And as soon as, if somebody mentions something, I'm like, and I'm a bridge, so I connect people, and I get so much satisfaction from doing that. Yeah, if somebody like Sal, and it's funny, I get the most random messages all the time, but I know that I can fix it. Like, I'm a fixer. So they send me a message, Sal, do you know somebody that can? I'm like, yep, there you go. And I can do it. Sal, do you know? And yep. So I'm just this bridge.
Which I love. I love that term, connector, but you're a bridge, and I kind of like that bridge between two people or two collaborations. How do you do it all, though? You know, there's that movie, How Does She Do It All? How does she do it all? Like, I think of you when you say that. You just said, I speak up to 300 people at a market.
I've got a pain in my jaw. So on a Monday, I'm like, I just see people at school when I'm doing the drop-off. And like, I've got some really good friends at school, and they're like, Sally, okay? I'm like, at a market. And I can't move my jaw because it actually really hurts.
Well, okay, you're juggling a lot of people and companies and things. How do you organize all this? Like, have you got some organization tips here? Like, because personally, I'm curious now. It's like, if you're talking to 300 people, you're managing, some of these events, I imagine you can have a lot of different companies that want to come, but then you have different style of companies too, whether it's the over 18s or, maybe there's a specific theme to an event. So you're actually, there's a lot in your head. Mm. How do you coordinate and manage all of that as a solopreneur? Because you're doing this alone at the moment.
So after all 5 of my team went, I went on Helen Farmer's show, Dubai Eye, and it was just as I launched the e-commerce platform. Helen wanted to talk about it because I am giving opportunity to a lot of parents that want that side hustle that can pick up the kids. So I'm also trying to support with that. There was a lovely lady, Nadine, wrote into Helen and said, I'd really like to work with Sally. She sounds like she needs an extra pair of hands. And then she came and I was like, we met her for a coffee and she's like, I think you need an extra pair of hands. I was like, 100% I do, but I haven't got any budget. And she said, that's okay. She said, just give me a shot. I'm going to take some pressure off you. So she has been working with me.
Wow.
I have started paying her because she's incredible. But with her extra help, I've managed to obviously do more. So she's been supporting me with my admin, with my email communications, with my marketing. I've also been working with moms. I know that you've spoken with moms with the virtual assistants. That has been a game changer because her team have briefed, she knows my brand and she can step in. So it's not like having a full-time employee. It's like, right, we've got 5 markets coming up. Give me some poster designs and they're just on the side whenever you need them. So yeah, that has been massive for me, a massive help. And I took this wonderful lady on, Maria, who's been working on our e-coms platform, but I offered her a revenue share. And also she knows this, but we haven't done it. I'm offering her shares as well because she has just come in. She's worked for free, but she sees. So I've got now a team of very passionate people that believe, that see it and want a part of it. And they're like, no, Sal, we're with you. And that comes to also Annika at Knick Knack PR. She's done that for me. There's been so many people recently that is like, Sal, we're here for you and we're in it and you don't have to pay me.
That must be quite humbling.
Really humbling.
Everyone wants to help you, but also because of you as a person and personality, but obviously your vision as well. What is the vision?
So the vision keeps changing. But I do know, so I've recently just set myself up as a community consultant.
Ooh.
This came, I don't know if you've met this lovely lady yet, Jodie Shields.
I have not.
The visionary.
Ooh.
So you need to meet Jodie as well. I met Jodie at the Tish Tash event and immediately, you know when energies just connect? She was drawn to me and I was drawn to her and we went horse riding. I wanted to treat her because she came to an event and she's like, Sally, you are so much more than I think you are. And she's like, in Dubai, the one thing that is lacking, so she's new to Dubai, she lives in Portugal. She's like, flying in here, it's community. There's all of these new builds, but they've not thought about community. So she came in and she was like, Sally, I think you need to look at the bigger picture. Because I kept saying, I keep getting phone calls. So I have never gone out to a venue. Venues contact me. So I am not going out. I'm just working on what I've got. So when I first started Mint Market, it was called Sanderson's Market and it was only with Sanderson's in the sustainable city. And then Sanderson said, Sal, would you bring your market to Abu Dhabi? And then we did Abu Dhabi. Then I was contacted by the Garden Concept Store and they were like, could you bring your market? I'm like, yes, but it's called Sanderson's Market. And they're like, rename it. So that's why we called it Mint Market, because of the plant and also because I'm from the northeast of England where, I don't know if you know the saying, but people say, oh, that's a mint.
Yeah.
Meaning it's amazing. So that's when we changed the name. Then I was contacted by the Habtor Polar Resort by this wonderful general manager called Lucas, who was brought in to bring in the community. So
Nice.
It's been this pattern of when people want community, they call me and they're saying, we want a Mint Market, but they don't just want a market, they want community. So I'm like, so having a chat with Jodie Shields, she's like, you're a community consultant. Why? Okay, you're the founder of Mint Market, but this needs to be your next step. And I've really thought about it. I'm like, this is exactly what I'm doing. I want to work with developers to put in the strategy and okay, we can bring in a market, but there's so much more than that. It's like, how do you activate your retailers? How do you bring people together? What's the themed of events? There's just so much more you can do to activate a space because people spend so much on design and the architecture, but they don't think about what happens when the people move in. What community concepts are you going to put in place?
So a community consultant.
Yes.
You're going to start selling your services to consult people that want to create any sort of community.
Yeah, well, I've been doing that with diamond developers anyway. Okay. I've been working with them with the Sustainable City, which I think is one of, if you haven't visited it,
get out there.
Oh, it's got community. It's got you. When you walk into it, it feels like Amsterdam. Like it's surrounded by trees, by nature. They've got water. They've got an equestrian stable with rescued animals. It's got purpose. The sustainable pillars that they've got all feed back into a purpose. Mm-hmm. It's the recipe of a really good community. I worked with them for 6 years. I've also worked with some other huge developers out here. So Jumeirah Golf Estates with Dubai Golf, we've partnered with them. Habtal Polar Resort. Yeah, I've worked with 14 different developers, and I now know the recipe. Mm-hmm. Their communities work. So I know how to go and fix new communities.
What is the recipe of a good community?
People
first and foremost.
People, life, connections, networking, energy, positive energy, and creating those opportunities where people can meet and connect and network, be it if you're a mum that's just moved over that has 2 young kids and doesn't know anybody. Dubai can be one of the loneliest places, and I felt that when I moved here 2018. I really didn't like it. First 3 months I was like, get me out of here. I didn't find my tribe. I found it very materialistic. I found it soulless. I think, but there's people with souls out there that all want to connect. There's for example, Maria in Abu Dhabi, she's got older boys, but she says in Abu Dhabi, there's no one she can talk to about the problems with her older boys that she's going through. And again, when you create these events, when you create coffee mornings or marketplaces or ladies' nights or a family event, you're bringing people together, but it can always be themed. There's workshops. It's endless.
I hear you. Okay, so I feel like that's the Sally Maddison vision. And by the way, I love your name. It's got this ring to it that I feel like it's like this like really good brand, Sally Maddison.
Well, I was thinking that's what the consultancy should be called.
I agree. I just consulted you on that
one,
and I agree.
Thank you.
No, I think it's very kind of punchy there. But okay, but what's the vision for Mint Market here? Is it just the UAE?
Well, I would love to take it to Saudi, but I need to concentrate on the UAE first, because there's just so much of the UAE that I haven't cracked. So we're only 6% of our customer database in Abu Dhabi, and Abu Dhabi is crying out for the marketplace. They have so many small businesses here. Every time I've done a market in Abu Dhabi, I want to do another. It's just obviously harder for me living in Dubai because of the travel time. So Maria, our wonderful e-coms manager, is based in Abu Dhabi, and she's going to I'm going to train her up in events management. Yeah. She's going to take on a lot more. We did the Abu Dhabi Coffee Festival that was so good. And even at the end of the night, we were packing up and the venue were like, can you be here every week? And we had sellers coming running down saying, are you Mint Market? And I'm like, yes. And they're like, good, next time you're here, can we be here? So we need to create a name for ourselves in Abu Dhabi and do at least monthly pop-ups there. And we've been invited to Ras Al Khaimah, so we've got opportunities in Ras Al Khaimah. Diamond developers, I've partnered with diamond developers now who have the sustainable cities. So I actually am running their marketplace. So their marketplace they used to have a marketplace it's called Origin, which is a sustainable marketplace. It's now Origin by Mint Market. So we are growing with diamond developers. They have Sharjah, they have Abu Dhabi, and they're building in Oman as well.
Wow.
So in the next few years, it's just to be getting Mint Market out and creating these amazing events, amazing marketplaces, but in more than just Dubai.
And is it as simple as just someone contacting you on Instagram? Is that how easy it is? to get into, you know, one of your markets?
I've now got a registration page because I am inundated, and I've got to apologize because everybody, the rumor is, oh, it's so difficult to get into Mint Market. It is not difficult. You have to register, but I've got 450 approved existing brands that we have on a WhatsApp group. I give first. So whenever the events come out, those brands get the first dibs. There's only 20 to 30 spots per market. We've normally got a waiting list, and then we've got the registration page. So what always happens is that my existing brands book in, and then we get a few dropouts, and then I fill it in. So then I try to place 20% of the new brands coming through to give them the opportunity to join Mint Market. But yeah, we need to get, and I suppose the more markets we do, the more places I'll have for these people. But we're growing, and and it's at the minute it's me. I'm running all the events.
And it's crazy. I don't know how you do it. There's a lot going on, which is exciting.
Yeah.
It's a big change from the fire, and, you know, putting everything on the line to fund Mint Market. I feel like there's been a huge shift and change.
I just didn't want to give up on it. Like, I really feel so passionately about Mint Market. I think also because it's gathered traction from other people, like the feedback I get. Like just this morning, I had 3 messages from a couple of friends and then a vendor basically saying how proud they are of me, that Mint Market is everywhere and they see me working so hard and just keep on going. And I get this all the time. From the vendors that sell. They're like, their experience of being part of Mint Market, this is the reason that I do it, and I keep on going, and I can't give it up. I even said to my husband, right, what I'll do is I'll carry on Mint Market on the side, and then I'll take some consultancies on.
See where the wind blows you.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you have the passion in those things, don't you? So which is clear.
Yeah.
And what about the 5-year plan? Can you see that now or not yet?
I haven't done the 5-year plan. I know the vision, I know the dream, I know the
What's the
goal.
dream? Tell me the dream.
Okay, the dream is I just want a home for our family. We have moved so many times. We've moved 5 times in 5 years through 2 eviction notices with greedy landlords, which I totally understand. If you can make 2 times more, then of course, but it's hard for a family to move home with 2 young kids and a cat with no teeth. Then it's tough to start all over again and move. So I just would love to make enough money to purchase a home that we could call a home, and we can ground. I really want to ground. I really want to put roots down. This is our home, but I want to be able to afford to live here. It's expensive.
Okay, so to the listener that loves everything that you're saying and is excited, and you've given them the confidence to maybe, you know, have a go at their business or a business idea, what sort of advice would you give to them?
Well, I've just launched the Mint Circle. I haven't mentioned the Mint Circle. So we have partnered with the Organic Foods and Cafe. They are our new retail partner, which is so exciting because we're also in talks with them to start incubator program. So it's quite complicated, but we will get there with it. But I wanted to launch the Mint Circle, which is a monthly coffee morning for anybody with a business idea. You might not even have it yet. That you might have this idea, but you don't know how to get there because it's actually quite complicated starting. So I've got a list of, we call them the Mint partners. They're people you can trust, people you can come and get some free advice from finance to trade licenses to, like, Moms is one of them, Annika for PR. So it's a team of people that I work with that I can say, come into our supportive network, speak to the existing brands, and we will be here for you and support you on your journey. That's something that I've just started I wanted to do this for a very long time. I just haven't had the time to be able to do it, but we've just done it. So that's monthly events at the Organic Foods Cafe.
In Dubai.
in Dubai.
That's
But
exciting.
hopefully coming to Abu Dhabi as well.
That's very exciting. Right, okay. We are moving into the rapid fire questions now. So
Okay.
I've got 10 questions for you and just whatever comes out. Don't overthink it.
Okay.
Best business advice you've ignored?
Ooh. For the female founders, I was going to do the investment night pitch with Amazon. And I stayed up 2 nights working on the presentation. But my gut was like, don't do it. Don't do it. And it just didn't feel right doing it. I don't think it just wasn't the right timing because I was taking the time away from planning the markets. So, yeah. So I'm not saying it's the best advice, but I listen to my gut. And sometimes people say things to you, but if it doesn't feel right, just don't do it.
100%. Where's your go-to spot in Dubai for, when you've got visitors coming in from the UK or something?
I love Babel Shams.
Oh, yeah.
Have you been?
I haven't.
The desert.
Yeah, I've seen some great retreats and things, that go on out
Gorgeous.
there.
Also, Fort LaSalle, where I'm going to be doing my event. And that's not a plug for the event. It's just an amazing. So they've got Hidden Cafe, which is free to enter. If you want sand dunes, as far as you can see, it's like running down snow.
Oh,
it's incredible. So yeah.
I'm going to write that one down.
Yeah, write those down.
Okay. What's something you do to switch off that no one would guess?
I've started meditating. So a friend of mine holds meditation sessions on her rooftop.
Oh.
I've never experienced anything quite like it. I really didn't believe in it until I actually tried it. And I've had out of body experiences.
Oh my gosh.
Like where I floated above myself and saw myself. Like fascinating.
We need to go deeper into that. Unplug that one. That one's... Where's the psychologist? No. That sounds fascinating. And what does it do for you? I'm not supposed to do this in my rapid fire, but...
It grounds me. It gives me a perspective on myself, from myself, that I wouldn't have it in my own body experience. It's odd.
How long do you meditate to get into that state?
An hour?
Oh, wow. It's a long time.
But it's fascinating.
It works.
You go through all the chakras in the body.
Oh, yeah. Love it. Okay. Guilty pleasure that would surprise people.
Guilty pleasures. Oh, I've got lots of them. I'm like a northern girl that loves like a good fish and chips or pie or... Yeah, I mean, everybody's like, oh, Sal, you're so skinny. I eat a lot. I just burn a lot of energy. I'm constantly eating.
It's the energies that you give, right? You're burning. Imagine how many calories you've lost
I
now.
don't think it's just the talking.
Imagine the 300 people you're speaking to on the weekends. I'm like, she's just lost 1,000 calories.
This is why I've got a really a good jawline.
Your mum or your dad's approach, which saves you more often?
Oh, that's really tough because I need them for both for different things. So I'd say 50-50.
Most unexpected lesson from the last 18 months?
Get your AC checked.
Oh, wow.
But
6 weekly, by the way, Sally.
yeah, apparently.
What do you know now that you wish you knew before selling the house?
Starting an e-coms platform in the UAE is really tough.
Yeah. Is this business purpose or profit for you? Which comes first?
Well, it started as purpose and has always been purpose, but it has to be profit.
One brand that you'd kill to have in Mint Market?
Oh, but the homegrown brands. Do you know what I want back? Best sellers was Desert Totes. These gorgeous Moroccan handmade bags. Jodie, she's now decided not to do it. Her new passion is going into interiors, but I want those bags back at the market.
Interesting. So anyone else that's got tote bags, come and see you.
Yes, please.
Morning or evening girl?
I'm a morning girl now. I used to be an evening. But I love going for a run, Kite Beach, just as the sun is rising with my best friend. That's my new morning thing.
That's lovely. And is there anything else you want anyone to know about you?
Oh, I don't know. I think I've shared a lot. I'm very honest. Yeah, I think if you want...
Open book.
I'm an open book, yeah. And also I'm happy to give anybody any advice, help. Like I'm here, and I think that's what Mint Circle's here for. You come for a coffee. Like you're not... And again, I say, I think Dubai and the UAE is lonely when you've moved over, but this is what I want to create, these communities, because we've got a really special community. And I love it when people come in and they're new to it and suddenly they've found their tribe. Like, I love that. So just...
Well, you are the bridge. Thank you so much for coming in and talking to me today. Your energy, as I said, is very infectious. And I think it's really important to note that it's not all about perfect planning. You can live through chaos. And if you want to see what 5% is, or part of the 5%, Sally is definitely one of those. It's taken grit and determination. She has a dream and she's not prepared to give it up. She is the connector of people and communities. So thank you so much for joining us today. And I look forward to chatting to you in the next episode. Boom!
Boom! Thank you.
We done skis.